Hello friends, welcome to EduTap. If you can hear me, if the audio is clear and the video is clear, please give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Welcome to the 31st lecture of Economics and Social Issues. ESI is a very important part so far as NABARD as well as RBI examination is concerned. If you want to clear these examinations, you have to perform well in this section. We have been running this series for your benefit, for your development, for your studies, and you have to be watching all these sessions. We are coming out with one session every Saturday. So if you have not watched the previous 30 sessions, do watch the previous 30 sessions as well. If you can hear me, if the audio is clear and the video is clear and we are good to go, please give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Good evening to all of you present over here. Let us see who all are available and let us see कि आप लोगों ने क्या क्या कमेंट कर दिए हैं. थोड़ा सा धूम मचा दीजिए, कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर बातें कर लीजिए. तानिया गुड इवनिंग, नीलेश गुड इवनिंग, इशिता गुड इवनिंग, एसपीबी यूजीबी ओडिशा गुड इवनिंग, न्यूली नायक हेलो एंड दुर्गा हाय. Good evening to all of you. Right? तो चलिए, I am presuming everything is good. Yes, everything is good. Let us move ahead. Stay home, stay safe, stay online. Only a couple of minutes back I came to know that Eden Hazard as well as Casemiro of Real Madrid have tested positive for coronavirus. So those who are football fans, those who have been watching La Liga, those who have been watching Champions League, this is not a very good news because Real Madrid is a very good team, and Casemiro as well as Eden Hazard are very good players. Right? Stay home, stay safe, stay online. Do not become corona positive. Take all precautions possible. Wash your hands. Use a face mask. Use facial hygiene. Observe facial hygiene, take all these precautions and prepare well for the upcoming examinations. We have launched all required courses for your preparation for RBI Grade B, SEBI Grade A, NABARD Grade A. We have launched these courses. These courses are available on the beautiful EduTap app. If you don't already have the app, you should download the app and enroll into these courses and take your preparation ahead strategically and in the right direction. We have launched a SEBI Grade A master course, MCQs master course. It is 5,000 plus high quality new MCQs course. I'm getting very strong feedbacks about this course that a very good number of questions, very high quality MCQs have been provided, providing a lot of depth and breadth to your coverage, clearing many concepts, testing many concepts, challenging questions, new questions have been provided in this course. You should enroll into this course if you have not already enrolled, using master code master20 as a code and get a 20% off while enrolling. I have been requesting students to answer homework questions. Even at the end of this session, I'm going to give you 5 questions for homework. Please do answer those questions. Nilesh Suryavanshi, Priya Goswami, Gyan Prakash, Ishita Tripathi, Abin K, Shirish Bhatt, as well as Kalmesh, as well as engineer Bishal Gupta, Aparijita Roy, Garima Pant, Kiran Gondwal, PVG Sagar, as well as Tania Chug and Akhil Sridharan. My heart tells me that either in SEBI or in NABARD or in RBI or wherever you want, your name is going to be there in one of these lists, in the final merit list, and I'm very sure I'm going to take these names and say that yes, these students were very consistent and they have performed really well and they have cleared the examination. My heart tells me that that is going to happen. I request all students participating to please answer homework questions. Please do that exercise. Now, let us take our discussion ahead and sort of tackle certain questions related to index of industrial production. So now what I'm thinking is that I will create a cluster of topics, right? So every week I'll come up with a topic, and within that topic we will come up with 8 to 10 questions, or as many questions are required to adequately cover that topic. Now you know that index of industrial production is a very important topic, and as a matter of fact, questions have been asked both in RBI as well as in NABARD in previous years based upon index of industrial production. That means that going ahead, questions can be asked again on this very important topic. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to place 10 questions in front of you, and I'm not going to give any options whatsoever, and you have to answer those 10 questions. I know that in the exam options will be provided to you, but as you know by now that I don't give any options because we are trying to raise the level of difficulty. If you can answer questions without options correctly, then obviously going into the exam you will be able to answer questions with options as well, right? So the first question has been placed in front of you. Dash is the base year used for compilation of the index of industrial production. Obviously you have to answer all the questions keeping in mind India's index of industrial production. That goes without saying, right? Chaliye. शिवा शुक्ला गुड इवनिंग, क्वानरा पार्थी गुड इवनिंग, इशिता त्रिपाठी मेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर, आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल कि आपने कहा कि मेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर, मुझे मीठा बहुत पसंद है. इंद्रजीत राइट गुड इवनिंग, महेश गुड इवनिंग, कमलेश गुड इवनिंग राइट. चलिए, महेश दाबी गुड इवनिंग, आकाश वाघमारे गुड इवनिंग, दीपिका गुड इवनिंग, अभिमन्यु गुड इवनिंग, नीलेश सूर्यवंशी गुड इवनिंग। चलिए सब लोग अपने अपने आंसर्स देना शुरू कर दीजिए। राइट, अलग अलग आंसर्स देखने को मिल रहे हैं। आकाश जी आपने 2016 दिया है, इशिता जी आपने 2011 दिया है, एंड नीलेश सूर्यवंशी हैव गिवन द आंसर्स 2011-12। So I can see three different kinds of answers over here. Durga आपने आंसर दिया है 2012. So I can see four different kinds of answers over here. So four options have been created. 2011, 2012, 2016, and Sonu Kumar आपने आंसर दिया 2015. So the fourth option is 2015. So all those who are participating in these sessions, you can select your answer from these four options which students have created by giving these different answers. 2011, 2012, 2015, 2016, or none of the above. Right? Moving ahead to question number 2. IIP is compiled by which organization? Organization का नाम आप लोगों को टाइप करके बताना है. राइट, चलिए कॉस्मिक पावर, हर्षद. राइट, चलिए सारे लोग अपने अपने अच्छे अच्छे आंसर्स दे दीजिए. राइट, चलिए सेकेंड क्वेश्चन का आई एम वेटिंग फॉर सर्टेन आंसर्स. सी द आइडिया इज दैट यू हैव टू पार्टिसिपेट इन दिस एक्सरसाइज नॉट ओनली टू लर्न अबाउट इंडेक्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन. ऑब्वियसली you should learn about index of industrial production, but you should also understand the kind of questions that are being framed over here, and the kind of questions that are being framed over here are inspired from the kind of questions that are framed in the examination. So you have to understand that अच्छा ठीक है, इस प्रकार से the questions are being asked, these type of questions are being asked. Therefore for our examination, while studying from EduTap notes, we should be picking up these factual points, we should be developing this conceptual understanding to be able to tackle the questions well in the examination. Right? चलिए, Ishita Tripathi, you have given answer NSO MOSPI. Deepika, you have given answer MOSPI. Durga, you have given answer CSO. Nilesh, you have given answer CSO. Right? चलिए, okay. Moving ahead to question number 3. Frequency of publication of IIP is what? Is it published every fortnight, every week, every month, every 6 months, every 1 year? How frequently is IIP published? So all these indices that we are talking about, whether it is your IIP or index of 8 core industries or consumer price index or wholesale price index, all these indices are published at a certain frequency. They are published at an interval. In our examination, they can ask you this question and you should know what is the frequency of publication of IIP. This is the third question that you have to answer, right? For the previous question, I can see that many students have written answer as MOSPI, right? So I feel that those who have written answer as MOSPI, your answer is not complete. So you must not consider your answer to be correct. You should consider your answer to be correct only if it is exactly matching with the answer that we are providing. Now this is not for you to be demoralized, or you should not feel bad about this. The only point that I am trying to make is that I want you to have exact knowledge. I want you to be knowing things exactly, so that when you are going into the examination, when questions are coming in front of you, इसमें कोई किंतु परंतु नहीं होना चाहिए कि आंसर क्या होगा. There should not be any ifs and buts. There should not be any ambiguity in your mind that yes, this is the right answer and it has to be the right answer. Right? Moving ahead to the fourth question. There is a time lag of dash weeks in publication of IIP after the end of the reference month. So let us say that IIP of, let us say, November 2020 has to be published. So when will it be published? How much lag will be there in publishing index of industrial production for the month of November 2020? That is the kind of question that is being asked. So I can see that even for the third question, there are variety of answers. Somebody is saying that every 3 months it will be published. Many students have skipped the question itself, and many other students have given answer monthly over here. So we will see what the answer is. What we are going to do is that I am going to place 10 questions in front of you regarding IIP. Then I am going to teach you the entire theory of IIP, and then very quickly we will resolve these 10 questions. Thereafter we will solve 8 more questions, and then we will look at the homework question. So in the next 20-25 minutes, we are going to have a look at almost 23 questions in totality. That is what the agenda of this lecture is. चलिए, fourth question का आंसर आप लोग दे दीजिए. राइट, आयुषी सिन्हा आपने आंसर दिया 6 वीक्स. दुर्गा आपने आंसर दिया 42 डेज. इशिता त्रिपाठी आपने आंसर दिया 6 वीक्स. प्रिया गायरी हैज स्किप्ड द क्वेश्चन. मूविंग अहेड टू द फिफ्थ क्वेश्चन. IIP is compiled on data sourced from how many agencies? You have to give me the number of agencies from whom data is sourced to compile the IIP. Now this is one of probably the most difficult question out of this lot, because we do not know this. This is not generally published in PIB. This is not generally spoken about anywhere. So if you remember this, if you know this, then that is excellent. And if you don't know this, that is the precise reason we are coming out with these live sessions. So EduTap is coming out not only with ESI live sessions, but we are coming out with a number of live sessions on a daily basis on our YouTube channel. So if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. You should become a member of our Telegram channel also, right? So that all these PDFs can be easily available to you. And of course, you should join the courses and benefit from them. I don't know if you have seen the Topper Talk series that Deepak sir and Anchit sir have been conducting, but a good number of topper interviews have been conducted in the last fortnight since the RBI result was announced. And a good number of topper interviews with good strategies, with good guidance is available free of cost on EduTap YouTube channel. You must benefit from that as well as participate in the courses and clear your examinations, right? Moving ahead to question number 6. As per the sectoral composition of IIP, dash sector of the economy has been given maximum weightage. Now be very careful over here. This line that has been written as per the sectoral composition of IIP, this line has some meaning. This line has some significance. And based upon this, you have to identify, or you have to be able to tell me that which sector of the economy has been given maximum weightage within the IIP. So for the 5th question, I can see that many students have skipped the question. Deepika and Ayushi, आपने आंसर दिया 16th. Durga, आपने आंसर दिया 16. That IIP is compiled on data sourced from 16 agencies is what many students are writing. Right? Ishita Tripathi, for the 6th question, you have given me the answer as manufacturing. I request everybody present to please be kind enough to share your answers. If you are liking the session, if you are enjoying the session, if you are getting positive vibes, please like the video and share the video with your friend. Tell at least your one best friend about EduTap, that what EduTap does, that EduTap is in RBI, SEBI, NABARD, they are very responsive, their content is good. If you like our content, you can tell all these good things about EduTap to one best friend of yours, right? Let us see the answer for the 6th question, right? I see that Nilesh, you have given answer refinery products. Deepika, you have skipped the question. Sonu Kumar, you have given answer refinery products. Please be very careful. Don't give wrong answers. It is always advisable to skip questions that you don't know the answer of. Keep that in mind because there is negative marking in the examination. Moving ahead to question number 7. As per the use-based classification of IIP, dash goods has been given maximum weightage. Now, if you compare question 6 and 7, you will be able to understand what is the significance of this term as per the use-based classification. So, within IIP, a good number of industries are covered. Within IIP, a good number of goods are covered, good number of items are covered, right? So, what we have done is that you can undertake an analysis of IIP looking at its sectoral composition. You can analyze the IIP on the basis of the use-based classification of goods covered. So which kind of goods? Primary good, intermediate good, capital good, consumer durable good. Which kind of goods have been given maximum weightage in IIP is the question that I am asking you. By the end of this lecture, I am going to provide to you all the information that is required or that can be asked so far as IIP is concerned. All the static information, right? You have to keep yourself updated through EduTap's Current Affairs magazine to know what has been the most recent trend in the IIP. That is something that is covered in our Current Affairs very beautifully. So let us see the answer for question number 7. Primary goods is the answer that I am seeing. Ayushi Sinha, Deepika, you have given me answers as primary goods, right? Ishita Tripathi has given answer as primary goods. Deepika, okay, so many students are giving answer as primary goods. All right. Dash percentage is the weight of core industries in the IIP. There should have been one more inverted comma after core industries. That has been missed by me. I'm very sorry about that. So I'll put that in the PDF. Do not worry. Dash percentage is the weight of core industries in IIP. So obviously you should be knowing the 8 core industries by now. So if somebody knows all the 8 core industries in one message itself, please type out all the 8 core industries, right? And also tell me approximately the weight of core industries in IIP. This is a very regular kind of a question. Question number 8 is a very regular kind of a question and I'm expecting most students to be able to answer it. So if I have to tell you the difficulty level, first question is easy, second question is easy, third question is easy, fourth question is moderate, fifth question is difficult, sixth question is moderate, seventh question is difficult and eighth question is easy. This is how I would say, I would sort of, analyze the difficulty level of these questions. Now the thing is that when you're going into the exam, you should get easy questions 100% right, moderate questions right as many as you can, and difficult questions right at least some of them. If you can follow this basic rule, then there is a very good chance that you will be able to clear the examination. As expected, many students have given very good answers for question number 8. Let us look at question number 9, which is of moderate difficulty level. IIP tracks the trend of economic activity in all sectors of the Indian economy. Is this statement true or is this statement false? This is the question that is being asked to you. IIP tracks the trend of economic activity in all sectors of the Indian economy. आपको बताना है सोच के कि whether this statement regarding IIP is true or false. That is the question that is being asked. Ayushi Sinha, Akash Wagmare, Priya Gairi, दुर्गा प्रशांतिनी, सोनू कुमार, दीपिका परेवा, रॉबिन हजारी, अखिल श्रीधरन, नीलेश सूर्यवंशी, Priya Gairi, right? I request all of you, if you have not already liked the session, please like this session and share it with one of your best friends. Nilesh, Ishita, Robin, you have been kind enough to type out the 8 core sectors. That is very, very good. Keep revising these things. Even in exams, they can simply ask you that which of the following sectors is not a part of index of 8 core industries, and they can give you 5 sectors and you have to select the odd one out, right? So let us see what is the answer for question number 9. Many students, Durga, Nilesh, Robin, Deepika, Akash, Priya, Akhil have given answer as false for the 9th question. Moving ahead to question number 10th, which is a difficult question in my opinion. IIP is comprised of dash item groups. How many item groups are a part of IIP? You have to give me the number. So if you observe, numbers are very important. Organizations are very important, right? Knowing the highest, knowing the lowest, these are very important points so far as our examinations is concerned, so far as RBI Grade B phase 2 is concerned, NABARD Grade A phase 1 and phase 2 is concerned, right? So let us see how many of us can answer the difficult 10th question that has been placed. 9th question ka most of the students are giving answer as false. Somebody has written answer as true. It is okay. We are all here to learn. Now I am going to take certain names, and these are names of those students who have not been answering homework questions, and I am going to request these students to please answer homework question at the end of today's lecture, right? So Ayushi, please answer homework questions. Sonu Kumar, please do that. Sandeep Reddy, please answer homework questions at the end of this session. Deepika, आपको भी answer करना है. Robin Hazari, you have to answer homework questions at the end of this session. So at least 5 students who have not been answering questions, whether you are a part of live session or not a part of live session, you all must answer homework questions. Now let us take the discussion ahead and talk about IIP. I am going to place the theory of IIP in front of you. First and foremost thing that you need to understand is that IIP is an index that tracks manufacturing activity in different sectors of economy, and be very specific. We are not tracking services sector, we are not tracking agriculture sector, therefore we are not tracking the entire economy. We are only tracking what is happening within the manufacturing sector in different sectors of the economy. This is point number 1 regarding IIP. Point number 2 is that it is usually released every month, right? So usually every month, and if you look at the PIB, then it is released every month. Without any fail, it is coming out every month. So if somebody asks you what is the frequency of release of IIP, that is, it is a monthly index. That is a point, right? Third point that you should note is that it is a composite indicator. It measures short-term changes in the volume of production, right? So volume of production is important. कि अच्छा पिछले महीने as compared to the base period or as compared to the reference period, right? What is the change in production? Okay, as compared to the reference period, in the reference month 100 units got produced. So in this month, if let us say 105 units got produced, so accordingly the value of the indicator will change, right? So what is it measuring? It is measuring short-term changes in the volume of production in a basket of industrial products. Okay, there is a lag of 6 weeks in the publication of IIP index data after the reference month ends, right? So let us say that October ended. So after the end of October, 6 more weeks will take, and then we will come to know the IIP data for the month of October. That is the meaning of a 6-week lag, right, in the IIP data. That is what the meaning of the 6-week lag is. Now we are using 2011-2012 as the base year for the compilation of this IIP, that is Index of Industrial Production. Who compiles IIP? Many students were answering CSO, right? The answer is NSO, that is National Statistical Office under MOSPI sort of compiles and publishes IIP on a monthly basis. That is what you need to keep in mind, right? Moving ahead to the next point, mining, manufacturing and electricity. These are the 3 broad sectors in which IIP constituents fall. So IIP is basically tracking the trend of production of many goods, of many items. So those goods and items, they can be classified under three broad sectors. One is mining, another is manufacturing, and the third one is electricity. So you should know these three sectors very clearly. There should be no doubt in your mind that MME, that is mining, manufacturing and electricity, are the three broad sectors in which IIP constituents can be categorized. Right now, so far as your 8 core industries are concerned, that is electricity, crude oil, coal, cement, steel, refinery product, natural gas and fertilizers, these 8 core industries comprise about 40% or 40.27 to be exact, about 40% of the weight of items included in IIP. So now what is it that you should be able to learn from this theory that has been provided to you? Obviously this theory should be known to you, but what you should also appreciate is that base year of every index should be known to you. Who is releasing indices should be known to you. You should also know what those indices are covering. You should also know certain salient points regarding those indices. Now, what I am going to place in front of you is normally something that you don't see anywhere in any source, right? So the idea is that sectoral composition of IIP has been presented to you in this table. Use-based classification of IIP has been presented to you in this table, and IIP data. So data for IIP is collected from various agencies. Now, for example, how much electricity has been produced, how much mining has been done, how much coffee has been produced, how much jute has been produced, how much tea has been produced, what about coal, what about sugar, what about textile items, and so on and so forth, right? So if all these items are getting manufactured and we have to come out with the data, we have to come out with an IIP based upon these data, the production of these items. So we have to collect data. So we are collecting data from 14 agencies. As you can very clearly see over here that primary goods with a 34.05% weight have the highest weightage as per use based classification, and capital goods with 8.22% has the lowest weight as per use based classification. So you should know the highest and you should know the lowest at least. ये आपको मालूम होना चाहिए, right? Similarly, in any ranking you should know the highest rank, who is the lowest rank, and where is the rank of India. ये तीनों चीजें आपको मालूम रहनी चाहिए in any index, right? Now, as compared to when you talk about a sectoral composition of IIP, right, we can very clearly see that manufacturing has the highest weight, followed by mining, followed by electricity. That is what you need to keep in mind. And 407 items or 407 item groups comprise your IIP. So this 407 number should be clear. Manufacturing highest should be clear. Primary goods highest should be clear. Number 14 should be clear. So 14 source agencies are providing data for the compilation of your index of industrial production. That is what you need to keep in mind. Now, based upon this understanding, I am again going to place these questions in front of you, and fatafat you are going to type in your answers very, very quickly. Right, I am requesting all of you to please be kind enough to share your answers very quickly. Dash is the base year used for compilation of index of industrial production. I'll wait only for 5 seconds for certain answers over here, and then I'll quickly move ahead. Right, so the right answer to this question, I'm waiting for somebody to type in this answer again. The right answer to this question is 2011-12. Moving ahead to the next question, IIP is compiled by which organization? So very quickly you have to type in the short form of the organization which compiles the IIP. If somebody knows that organization, obviously you know that it works under MOSPI. So I was going to ask you that organization works under which ministry. So that is a very stupid question, so I'm not going to ask that, right? So the answer to this question is National Statistical Office. Moving ahead to question number 3, frequency of publication of IIP is what? Right, so those who had given the answers wrong in the previous attempt, now this is an opportunity for you to give the right answers over here, and please don't go anywhere. After these 10 questions, I'm going to place 8 more questions in front of you. Right, what is the frequency of publication of IIP? It is monthly. Moving ahead to the next question, there is a time lag of how many weeks in publication of IIP after the end of the reference month? As discussed twice or thrice earlier, you have to tell me what is the lag in publication of IIP after the end of the reference month, right? Sandeep Reddy, Akhil, Priya, Ishita, Kalmesh, Deepika, as well as Kwanra, right? आप लोग बहुत ही अच्छा परफॉर्म करने लग रहे हैं, very consistently you are giving answers to the questions, right? Fourth question का answer is 6 weeks. Moving ahead to the fifth question, IIP is compiled on data sourced from how many agencies? So now you can see that easy questions are easy for you, moderate questions are easy for you, even difficult questions regarding IIP will be easy for you. Why? Because once the entire theory has been given to you, once the complete knowledge has been transferred to you, and you keep revising that knowledge, it will become progressively easier for you to tackle any and every paper that is presented in front of you. So let us see what is your answer for question number 5. Fifth question ka answer is 14 over here, right? Moving ahead to the sixth question. As per the sectoral composition of IIP, dash sector of the economy has been given maximum weightage. So which sector as per the sectoral composition of IIP has been given the maximum weightage is the question that is being asked to you, right? Priya, Advait Agarwal, Akhil Sridharan, Ishita Tripathi, you are being very kind enough to answer all these questions. Advait Agarwal, I will request you to please answer homework questions at the end of this session. आपका नाम पहली बार ले रहे हैं अद्वैत अग्रवाल. Welcome to EduTap. If you are not a part of EduTap family, you should become a part of EduTap family. It will be very helpful for you for RBI, SEBI and NABARD preparation. Sixth question का answer is manufacturing. Moving ahead to the seventh question. As per the use-based classification of IIP, which goods have been given maximum weightage? आप लोगों को बताना है, जैसे कि we were discussing primary, intermediate, capital. Obviously you should know the definition of these goods. What are primary goods, what are intermediate goods, what are consumer goods, what are consumer durable goods, and so on and so forth. And you should know at least five example of each category of good, so that if any kind of question is thrown at you in the examination, you are able to tackle that question. Seventh question का answer is primary goods over here. Moving ahead to the eighth question. राइट चलिए, बहुत ही सब लोग अच्छे आंसर दे रहे, बहुत ही शानदार आंसर आप लोग दे रहे, मजा आ रहा है आपके साथ पढ़ के मुझे बहुत ज्यादा. डैश परसेंटेज इज द वेट ऑफ कोर इंडस्ट्रीज इन द आईआईपी. कोर इंडस्ट्रीज 8 कोर इंडस्ट्रीज है, वो तो आपको बतानी आनी ही चाहिए कि व्हाट आर द 8 कोर इंडस्ट्रीज. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू शुड आल्सो बी एबल टू टेल मी दैट व्हाट इज द अप्रोक्सीमेट वेट ऑफ द कोर इंडस्ट्रीज इन द आईआईपी. सो द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन, प्लीज फायर इन योर आंसर्स, प्लीज टाइप इन योर आंसर्स. इशिता त्रिपाठी हैव गिवन आंसर एज 40.27. अबाउट 40% इज द वेट ऑफ कोर इंडस्ट्रीज इन द आईआईपी. वेरी गुड, 40.27 इज करेक्ट. आईआईपी ट्रैक्स द ट्रेंड ऑफ इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी इन ऑल सेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन इकोनॉमी. दिस वाज द क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड टू यू. ऑल सेक्टर्स के बेसिस के ऊपर आपको डिसाइड करना था कि वेदर अ स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू और वेदर द statement is false. That was the question that was asked to you, and the answer to this question is false. That no, all sectors of the Indian economy का नहीं tracking होता है. Only manufacturing, only industrial sector is basically being tracked. Moving ahead to the next question, the 10th question. IIP is comprised of how many item groups? How many item groups are a part of IIP? The number should be known to you. Now see, what is going to happen is that today if you have read the numbers, so today you will be able to answer all these questions correct. But if I ask you the same questions after 1 month, I can promise you that at least 2 to 3 questions you will not be able to get right. 2 to 3 questions will go wrong even out of this set of 10 questions, and I'm very sure about that. I have a lot of experience of teaching, and I'm telling you from my experience that this will happen. So what is the solution to that problem? Solution to that problem is that you must keep revising, because if you don't revise then there will be a serious problem. अगर मजा आ रहा है पढ़ने के अंदर, 10 क्वेश्चन करके मजा आया है, तो एक बार थोड़ा सा थम्स अप दे दीजिए कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर. मेरा भी थोड़ा सा मोरल बूस्ट हो जाएगा और आप लोगों की भी पॉजिटिविटी मेरे पास आ जाएगी. 10th क्वेश्चन का आंसर इज 407. एज एक्सपेक्टेड मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हैव गिवन दिस right answer. Right now, homework based on lecture 19 को हमारे को solve करना है. The text is a little small, right? So you can please sort of magnify and please bear with me. So I'm going to place now 8 questions in front of you. GDP deflator is a more comprehensive measure of inflation than the consumer price index. So what I do is that in every lecture I have made it a rule that I will solve homework based on a previous lecture, right? So I'm in lecture number 31 and I'm solving homework that I had given in lecture 19. So if you had done the homework, you should get 8 questions out of 8 correct. If you had not done the homework, then this is an opportunity for you to do the homework, but you should do the homework at the end of every session. That is the only right thing to do. And my friends, if you want to really clear the exam, follow certain basic principles, and the first basic principle that you should follow is do the homework that I am providing to you. Right? So GDP deflator is a more comprehensive measure of inflation than consumer price index. Whether this statement is true or whether this statement is false, right? आप लोगों को बता देना है, सारे लोगों को बताना है कि इसका आंसर क्या है, right? कि GDP deflator और consumer price index का comparison करवाना है. I will not be discussing this question. This was a part of homework question. Very briefly I will be discussing this question. ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल भी डिस्कस नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में डिस्कस नहीं करूंगा, right? Answer to this question is true. What is GDP deflator? What is the formula of GDP deflator? GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP divided by real GDP. Write it down in your notebook. GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP divided by real GDP. What is nominal GDP? GDP calculated at current market price. What is real GDP? GDP calculated at base year prices. When we divide nominal GDP by real GDP, we are taking into consideration the prices, or we are taking into consideration all final goods and services produced, right? Whether it is produced, whether it is used by consumer or not, whether it is used by consumer or or not, all kinds of goods and services are taken into consideration while we are calculating GDP deflator. On the other hand, consumer price index tracks prices of only those items which are actually consumed by consumers, right? So which indicator, GDP deflator or consumer price index, which indicator is more comprehensive? And what is the meaning of more comprehensive? Which indicator is covering more goods and services? Which indicator is more comprehensive in terms of the items covered? So obviously GDP deflator is covering all possible goods and services produced in the economy. On the other hand, consumer price index is covering only those goods and services which are consumed by consumers. So which is a more comprehensive indicator? Obviously GDP deflator, which covers all possible goods and services produced in an economy, is a more comprehensive indicator. Base year for GDP deflator in India is what? You have to tell me the base year for GDP deflator. That is the next question that I am asking you. And as I was expecting, many students have given the answer right for the first question. Rajesh Kumar Mohapatra, it is my sincerest request to you, if you can hear me, that please answer homework questions that I am going to provide at the end of this session. Right? चलिए, बहुत ही शानदार आप लोगों का परफॉर्मेंस आने लग रहा है, बड़ा मजा आने लग रहा है आप लोगों के साथ पढ़ के. सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर बता दीजिए. बेस ईयर फॉर जीडीपी डिफ्लेटर क्या है? तेजी से जो है कमेंट करके बता दीजिए, शोर शराबा मचा दीजिए कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर. चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया आंसर मुझे देखने हैं. जीडीपी डिफ्लेटर के बेस ईयर का मैं इंतजार करने लग रहा हूं. चलिए बता दीजिए आंसर. कोई बता नहीं रहा है. अद्वैत अग्रवाल, दीपिका, राजेश, अखिल, नीलेश, दीपिका, रॉबिन, प्रिया, आकाश, सब लोग बता दीजिए क्या आंसर होना चाहिए फॉर द सेकंड क्वेश्चन. सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर मुझे दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. 2011-12 अखिल एंड प्रिया का आंसर आया है, एंड अखिल एंड प्रिया 2011-12 इज द राइट आंसर. देयर इज नथिंग टू डिस्कस ओवर हियर. आप जानते हैं कि बेस ईयर क्या है. मूविंग अहेड टू द थर्ड क्वेश्चन. Global Multidimensional Poverty Index 2020 is released by which two organizations? आपको वो दोनों organizations का short form या full form बताना आना चाहिए. Global Multidimensional Poverty Index is released by which organizations? This is the question that is being asked. Robin Hazari, Durga, right? Amlan Jyoti, आपके answers correct है. Amlan Jyoti, if you can hear me, I am going to provide 5 questions as homework questions at the end of this session, and within 1 hour of ending this session, Amlan Jyoti, you should answer those 5 questions and comment it in the comments section. Please do that homework. Let us see what is the answer for the third question. Advait, Kwanra, Nilesh, Amlan Jyoti, Durga, Robin, Priya, Akhil. I am waiting for certain answers for the third question. याद दिलाना चाहूंगा दोस्तों कि these are the homework questions that I had given at the end of lecture 19. Approximately 15 to 20 students had answered those homework questions, and those 15 to 20 students should get all 8 homework questions right by default, right? So Priya, you have given answer as UNDP and Oxford. Deepika has given answer UNDP and Oxford. Nishant, you have given answered only UNDP. I need 2 correct names over here. 2 correct names over here, and the 2 correct names over here are UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, and I don't think writing Oxford is sufficient. You should have written Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, or you should have at least written OPHI, right? So the answer is UNDP and OPHI. Moving ahead to the third question. MPI is based on 3 dimensions. What are those 3 dimensions? What are those 3 broad dimensions? Like we discussed earlier in Index of Industrial Production, that IIP is based on 3 broad sectors, that is MME, that is mining, manufacturing, and electricity. On similar lines, we are asking you that MPI is based on 3 dimensions. What those 3 dimensions are, ये आपको सोच समझ के बताना है. I am waiting for certain answers over here, right? Durga, Robin, Deepika, Kwanra, Akash, Nilesh, Amlan Jyoti, please give me the right answers to क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. कौन से 3 डायमेंशंस के ऊपर बेस्ड आपका मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स है? यू कैन अप्रिशिएट माय फ्रेंड्स दैट व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू इन एवरी लाइव सेशन इज आई एम ट्राइंग टू कवर as broad a spectrum of topics as I can, as broad a number of questions as I can. Why? Because if I am covering, let us say, 20 questions or 25 questions in every session, right, and I am conducting 30, I have conducted 30 sessions, that means I have given you a huge bank of questions जो कि आपको मालूम होना ही चाहिए, और उस बैंक ऑफ क्वेश्चंस के अंदर से 10-15 क्वेश्चन आ गए, राइट, तो लॉटरी लग जाएगी दोस्तों, बहुत मजा आ जाएगा एग्जाम के अंदर. ये चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी है. 4th क्वेश्चन का आंसर मैं वेट कर रहा हूं, एंड Answer is health, education and standard of living. Nilesh, your answer is right. Robin, your answer is right. Akhil, your answer is right. Ishita ka answer is right. Priya, Advait, Durga, your answers are right. Very good. I'm very happy. Moving ahead to the fifth question. This is a little tricky question. Okay, there is a possibility that many students will go wrong in this question. So don't answer it if you don't know it. India lifted how many million people out of multidimensional poverty between 2005-6 and 2015-16? And I want a correct answer based upon the most recent press releases, most recent newspaper articles that have appeared in the media. How many million people were lifted out of multidimensional poverty between 2005-6 and 2015-16 is the question that is being asked to you over here, right? I'm extremely happy to see very positive performance by all students. Kuandra, Deepika, Amlan, Jyoti, Durga, Advait, Priya. I'm very, very happy. Now let me see the answer for the fifth question. बता दीजिए क्या आंसर होना चाहिए. देखिए, रॉबिन का आंसर 271, दीपिका का आंसर 271, निशांत का आंसर 622, नीलेश सूर्यवंशी आपका आंसर 273. I can see many different kinds of answers over here, right? The right answer to this question is approx 273 million. The newspaper articles which appeared somewhere in the month of June, July 2020, in those articles the headline says that approximately 273 million were pulled out of poverty. There are a good number of articles which says that more than 270 million people were pulled out of poverty, and there are a good number of articles which say that approximately 273 million people were pulled out of poverty. So I have selected approximately 273 million as the right answer over here. There can be dispute, there can be contest, there can be problems in this question. You may think that this question is wrong, you may think that the examiner is stupid, but the end of the day, the articles that have appeared in the media say that approximately 273 million people were pulled out of poverty, and that is where the answer to this question will be 273 million. Goal 1 of SDG is what? आप लोगों को obvious सी बात है कि सारे सस्टेनेबल, you should know all the goals, sustainable development goals. You should know each and every sustainable development goal by their number and by the corresponding text of the goal, right? So what is goal 1 of SDG? That is the question that is being asked to you, right? So Advait, Ishita, Amlan, Jyoti, Priya, if you have gotten the answer fifth question wrong, don't be mad at me, don't be angry with me, right? Just take it, you know, as a part of your learning that numbers are very important, and whatever the most accurate number is, that number is going to be the correct answer. So 273 in my opinion is the correct answer. You can do your research, right? If you feel that the answer should be something else, you can always share your insights with me. What is goal 1 of SDG? Let us move to the fifth question. Obviously many students were expected to give the right answer, and the right answer is no poverty. Ishita, Robin, Deepika, your answers are correct. Moving ahead to the seventh question. A person is multidimensionally poor if he or she is deprived in 1/3 or more of the weighted indicators of MPI. Is this statement true or is this statement false? You should know the definition of multidimensionally poor. You should know the definition of extremely poor. When you know the definition of these concepts, multidimensionally poor, extremely poor, when you know the definitions, then you will be able to very clearly tell me whether this statement is true or false. So I am expecting a lot of clarity of thought from you to be able to answer this question. Advait, Akash, Nilesh, your answers of no poverty are correct. Kuandra, Amlan, Jyoti, Priya, Gairi, no poverty answer is absolutely correct. Right? Ravi Kiran, will the options be that close? 271, 273. Ravi Kiran, assume that options will be close, right? Assume that options will be like 271, 272, 273, 274, 275, right? And even then you should be able to select the right answers. And if God is in your side and they don't make very close options, they give you option as 173, 273, 373, 473, 573, then it is very, very easy to select the right answer. So always prepare, always be prepared to answer a tougher question. Always be prepared to answer a more complicated question. So obviously if the question is easier, you will be able to do it without any troubles whatsoever. Seventh question ka answer is true. Answer is true. Why? Because yes, if you are deprived in 1/3 or more of the weighted indicators of MPI, you are considered to be multidimensionally poor. And if you are deprived on 1/2 or more of the weighted indicators, then you are considered to be extremely poor. That is something that you need to keep in mind. Now, state all 10 indicators of MPI. So there are 3 dimensions of MPI which many of you all had given the right answers to: health, education and standard of living, or something like that were the answers that you all had given. Yes, education, health and standard of living. Those are 3 dimensions of the MPI. Within each of those dimensions, there are a number of indicators. So for example, there may be 2 indicators related to health, 2 indicators related to education, there may be 6 indicators related to standard of living. So what those 10 indicators are should be known to you, and I know that this is an extremely difficult question to answer. Many students may not be able able to answer it. So I'm just quietly going to display the answer. You should be having some idea about the indicators, because they can very well ask you that which among the following is not an indicator that is considered for computing the multidimensional poverty index, and they can give you 5 options and you have to select the odd one out, right? They can always ask you this kind of question. Now how can you solve that kind of question? When you have some idea of what those 10 indicators are. So years of schooling, child enrollment, child mortality, nutrition, electricity, flooring, drinking water, sanitation, cooking fuel and assets. These are your 10 indicators which are used for the construction of multidimensional poverty index. This is what you need to keep in mind. The PDF of this class will be available on EduTap's Telegram channel. Now, as I had been requesting all along that I am going to place 5 homework questions in front of you, and I have placed straightforward homework questions in front of you, checking your concept of inflation, checking your definitions of inflation, checking clarity of thought regarding the concept of inflation. So these 5 true or false questions have been provided to you. Please be kind enough to answer these questions within 1 hour of this video ending. Now I'm requesting all of you to please share your scores with me. We had put 10 plus 8, 18 questions in front of you. Let me see how many of us have gotten what kind of marks. So anybody who has gotten, in my opinion, anybody who has gotten above 14, right, they have done well, and anybody who has gotten above 16 has done very well, right? So that is just my opinion. And if you have gotten less than 14, it's extremely good and you should be happy. Why? Because जितना नहीं मालूम था वो एग्जाम के पहले नहीं मालूम होना चाहिए, जो नहीं आता है वो एग्जाम के पहले सामने आना चाहिए. Why? So that we can learn, so that we can expand our knowledge, right? So even if I have got 0 out of 18, there is nothing to be worried about, because now after the end of this session at least 18 things are known to me. That is the kind of interpretation that you should have. Now please share your scores with me. Chinmoy Saikia, late entry, I would say very late entry. Chinmoy Saikia. Nilesh Suryavanshi, thank you so much. Ishita Tripathi, thank you so much for your participation, right? Priya, thank you so much for your consistent participation. You all have been participating very consistently. Priya, your score is 14 out of 18. Please share your scores before running away, and before running away remember that you have to come back with answers for 5 homework questions that have been presented to you over here, right? चलिए, सारे लोगों से मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग अपने अपने पहले जो है स्कोर शेयर कर दीजिए. अखिल श्रीधरन, योर स्कोर इज 12, गुड. 6 थिंग्स वी हैव लर्नड न्यू विच इज ऑलवेज वेरी गुड, राइट? वी शुड कीप लर्निंग. चलिए सारे लोग अपना अपना स्कोर्स बता देंगे बिफोर लिविंग. ओके, दीपिका, योर स्कोर इज 15, राइट? चलिए, बहुत ही अच्छा आप लोगों के साथ लगा पढ़ के. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर पार्टिसिपेशन. सी यू ऑल ऑन नेक्स्ट सैटरडे अगेन एट 5 PM. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट एंड जय हिंद.